Hey guys and girls, this is Nero here with God was Geek, and today we're going to do our first Let's Play of Final Fantasy X HD on the PS4. I was actually just doing this previously, and for some reason my PC froze and completely lost everything that I'd recorded. So let's hope that doesn't happen again. So that was obviously where I was up to. This is my previous game that I was playing before I decided to restart it to do the Let's Play. And as I said, this is where I was at when the computer froze, but I won't use that. I'll restart again. In the HD remakes, which are on PS3 and PS4, you have the option of using standard sphere grid or the advanced sphere grid. Sphere grid's basically where you level up your characters and stuff like that. You also have the option of original soundtrack. Hope you guys can hear that. Or the arranged soundtrack. So it's the same music, just done with, proper arrangement and proper soundtrack, proper instruments, sorry, rather than mostly done on keyboards. Unfortunately, I can't skip this scene. Just have to watch it. Give you a bit of back history on Final Fantasy while we're watching this. It was originally released, actually I couldn't tell you what year to be honest, but on the PS4, PS2 sorry. The one I'm playing is on PS4. Was the first Final Fantasy game to get an official sequel. So Final Fantasy X-2 came out a couple of years after. I haven't really played a lot of that, so I can't tell you a lot about it. I've played this one several times and yet to complete it, because I've got a bad habit when playing Final Fantasy games. Not doing all the fights and then getting to the end boss and just not being strong enough, and I'm too lazy to go and level up.
Listen to my story. This may be our last chance.
I've played the original PS2 version of this. I've played the PS3 HD remake, and obviously playing the PS4 HD remake. I see a bit of difference between the PS2 and PS4 versions. Obviously, there's texturing is a lot smoother, etc. But I'll be honest, between the PS3 and the PS4 version, I don't see a hell of a lot of difference. called the main character. His name is Titus.
Can you sign us?
Some people call him
No
Titus.
problem.
I call those people idiots. You can change his name, but I tend not to.
Alrighty.
When I was younger and
Take
playing
it
Final
easy.
Fantasy VII, you could change quite a lot of characters' names. I once
Can I
told
have your
one of the
autograph?
characters' kids if they
course.
changed his name to Cuntface.
Good luck
If
tonight.
you're familiar with Final Fantasy VII,
Nothing to
you'll know
worry
why. I
Oh,
then
if
took
I
the
score a
game
goal,
to my younger cousin's house and played it on his
do this.
PlayStation. And
That will mean it was for you.
my
Okay?
aunt saw it and she wasn't really impressed.
What seat?
He's blocking the front row. Hit from the right.
Got it. Well, gotta go. Cheer for me.
2, 3. Teach us how to blitz.
Hey, I got a game to play.
Then teach us after.
Maybe tonight?
You can't tonight.
I mean tomorrow.
Promise?
Promise.
Some of the characters in this game have the weirdest clothes. Like, I understand it's supposed to be futuristic and stuff like that, but some of them are odd. But excuse me, you want I don't know if you noticed, then there was a girl in the background had like a beanie on her head that was pulled down over her eyes. And I think half of the population of especially the female population of Spira, which this game is based in.
I was in a coffee shop running away from home when I heard the news. Our hero, Jet, gone, vanished into thin air. My dad must have been his biggest fan. I knew how sad he'd be.
The general
Heck, we all were that day. Zanar, I says to myself, what are you thinking?
You should always talk to
I wouldn't run it
everybody
straight
that you
back
meet.
home. We sat up talking about Jack all night.
They'll have something for you.
Make way, make way!
The start of this game,
Coming through.
you don't have to worry about that.
Hey, I'm gonna be late. Hey, let go of me.
Get out of the way. So if you're not familiar at all with the game, the character I'm playing is Titus. He's like a sports star, futuristic sports star, in a sport called Blitzball, which you're about to see. It's kind of like underwater soccer, I guess. I love the music they use here. lot of people rate this as one of the better Final Fantasy games. Obviously this is.
What are you doing here?
I was waiting for you.
What are you talking about?
Copped a lot of flack for being very, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm having a complete brain fade. Basically, you just run from one point to another and, you know, repetitive scenes, basically. Linear is the word I was looking for, so.
It begins. Don't cry.
That's the other thing. The character, Titus, can be very whingy at times.
What the? What? Hey, wait! Hey, not this way.
Look, we called it sin.
Sin?
And Final Fantasy games, they all start off really easy. The difficulty curve is usually pretty good. You don't really get into any seriously big fights until you're preparing and pretty well trained up.
Take it. A gift from Jet.
My old man?
I hope you know how to use it.
These ones don't matter. We cut through.
So basically what I have to do in these early fights is just attack. You very, very rarely have to even go healing, which are the only two options you have at the moment.
Don't bother going after all of them. Cut the ones that matter and run.
Basically, if you get to the point where you feel you need to heal or die in the first few battles of the Final Fantasy game, then you're obviously doing something wrong.
Get out of my town!
Some can't wait to die.
Overdrives, you can have more Final Fantasy games, like special moves, so just like usually called things like limit breaks or limit drives or something like that. The main difference between this and most other Final Fantasy games is in this they make you what? That's the second time it's done that. I'm hitting X right in the middle of that yellow thing, and it's telling me that I'm not. I did it in my last playthrough as well. Yeah, in this they'll make you open the overdrive, so you have to do, as you can see, like a little kind of mini game thing where you like, you know, press the button at the right time, or press the right sequence of buttons. Whereas most Final Fantasy games, you just have to choose your overdrive and it just automatically does it. As you can see, I'm not bothering with healing here, mainly because this the thing that I'm fighting is only using an attack called Nero, which always just hit points on my health by a quarter, so never really any danger, so. This thing here is a save sphere, where obviously you can save your game, it also regenerates your health. But as I said, I'm not too worried about my health at the moment, and
What are you
at the
laughing
start, usually between
Alright, let's
fights,
get
your
outta
health
here.
regenerates anyway.
We didn't expect it.
Huh? Give me a break, man.
I apologize for giving you a warning. Health didn't regenerate. Just in case. Yeah, as I said, I apologize if you can hear me yawning. I had a pretty crap amount of sleep last night. That's probably pointless, to be honest.
This could be bad. That! Knock it down.
What?
Trust me.
This looks really bad here.
Whoa!
What the hell is happening there?
Go.
This part always because to me it looks like they're getting sucked up into a giant sphincter.
You are sure? This is it.
things. Like where I was, what I got myself into. I started to feel lightheaded, and then sleepy. I think I had a dream of being alone. I wanted someone, anyone beside me, so I didn't have to feel alone anymore.
This was also the first Final Fantasy to have voice acting in it. And as you can tell, it's done great.
Anybody there? Aaron! Hey!
A lot of this game takes place in and around water. So you spend a lot of time swimming. So we're doing that thing. Basically, if you want to know what that is on the wall, it's a clue for where you can find a special weapon later on in the game, but it's written language in this game called Alphabet.
What do we hit?
So at the moment I can't read it because obviously I just can't read Alphabet. Throughout the game there are dictionaries scattered around the grounds that will teach you Alphabet, but they teach you like one letter at a time. So what I'm going to do is just here I've got a little sphere that will let me load the alphabet dictionary from my previous saves game. So now I can read a fair bit about the alphabet. Not all of it, so I'm not going to go back and read that sign. Because there were a fair few other dictionaries that I missed along the way. Oops. So I'll save here. Just so I can save over the previous one with stuff done. I meant to read this one before now. I think there's enough left out of it. It's not. I guess this one, that's what I was looking for. I missed that in my previous playthrough. I accidentally ran past it. You can come back here later, but it's much later. Now, obviously, I'm playing an Australian version of this game. The Japanese versions of the games, don't ask me why. They are slightly easier than the Western versions of the game. Certain bosses in these games aren't in the Japanese versions, and other bosses are easier, like have less hit points. I don't know why they make the Japanese versions easier. I personally would prefer easier. I love the Final Fantasy games, but the reason why I love them is I love them for their stories and for the massive worlds that you get to explore. I'm not a big fan of the fighting. Obviously it's an integral part of the game, but it can be quite frustrating at times, and I do have a habit of skipping fights or just escaping from fights. But then obviously I don't build up the strength that my characters need to win the big boss fights. So I usually get to the final boss fights, can't win them, and then too lazy to go and level up, so I just quit. I do that often, and I really need to stop doing it. So I will try to see every fight through.
I had made it out of the frying pan and into the freezer.
In this playthrough, so I apologize, but you will have to sit through some.
I thought I was gonna die in this place.
Sorry, the sound effects were awful. I'm trying to keep an eye on my computer at the moment because this is where it all went wrong last time. Obviously I have the same footage on my TV as I have on my computer. My computer started to lag a bit with the image, and then not long after that it just completely stopped. I don't think it was my computer, it was the capture software. It froze and then stopped. Didn't actually save any part of the capture apart from my commentary, so I'd been talking the whole time, but it hadn't actually saved any of the video. It just saved my voice, which is why I'm restarting. So if you see me standing around for a second, it's because the PC is a few seconds behind the game that I'm actually playing, so I'm looking down at the PC to make sure that it's still running smoothly.
I need food. What do you want?
It was a bad call. Your team lost because of you.
You came to say that?
been 10 years. I thought you'd be crying.
Who? Me?
You cried.
Hey, wait! Don't go out on me! Just hold on. I'll get more wood. Give me a break!
Stop imaging, Titus. You fight a lot of these things throughout the game. Later on, when you get Orin back in your squad, he takes them out in one hit. That's the Albed. They're a race in Spira, the place where this is set. They're the people that write in the language that we couldn't read before. They speak in it, obviously, as well. There's something that I think is different between the PS2 version and the HD versions. I don't think you could actually see her eyes when she was wearing the glasses before. So this is Riku, who's a pretty famous character from this game, gets cosplayed a lot. She uses bombs. She can also steal. So like you can use grenades, which is what it wants me to do at the moment. He said she can also steal, so she can steal things. Better heal myself. She's pretty weak when it comes to attacks. Basically the game wants you to use her to steal and throw things. That's kind of her specialty. Each character in this game has a kind of specialty that they do, which we'll learn about as we go in later. Titus is obviously that he's quick and nimble with his attacks. Riku, as I said, steal and throw things. Riku, to be honest, is not an official member of your team until much later in the game. And I just realized what an awful camera angle that is. Staring right up Tank Street. There you go, that was a better attack. Hold on.
That was close. Hey, let me go.
So as you can see, that's the Albed language. The bits in pink are the bits that obviously we can translate already. The sorry. I think she kneed me in the balls then. The bits in red are the bits we can already translate. The bits in white are obviously the bits we can't. The way we translate that is by getting more dictionaries as the game progresses. So the whole point of it is they want you to collect all the dictionaries so that you can understand the entire Albed language, but that doesn't happen till towards the end of the game, so they want you to start the game again with the entire dictionary so you can figure out what the Albed is saying the whole time.
Kid,
Hey, that hurts.
Usujek, right?
Whoa. Okay.
Canis!
Right, whatever.
Really hood
Smartass.
I said I don't understand.
Fed! You said you can stay if you make yourself useful.
You understand me? All right, I'll work.
I believe that's slave labor.
Oh, almost forgot.
I apologize for the tutorials. I don't think I can skip them, so I will just smash through them really quickly. Basically, it's just teaching you this as a sphere grid if you're not familiar with the game. This is how you level up your characters. As you go on throughout the game, as you fight, I should say, throughout the game, you will get points that you can use. The points allow you to move around the grid. So say for example you get 3 points, as you can see, not Cloud, sorry, Titus has 3. He's on level 3 at the moment. But yeah, so it's got 3 points, you move 3 spots. You can then use nodes that you get in battle, so you get like or spears, sorry. So you can get like ability spears or speed spears or mana spears, etc. And you can use them to level up your characters.
We found some ancient ruins right beneath us. It's not active now, but there should still be some power left. We're gonna go down there and activate it. And then we should be able to salvage the big prize. Okay, let's get to work.
Roger.
Now this is where the fights can get annoying. As you get into fights, you're sort of at the point where the fights become challenging, not difficult by any mean feat, but just more challenging. Essentially, like, you know, the monsters might be still weak, so as you can see, but they start to do a bit more damage. Still no excuse Titus for dying. If I were to die at this point, I'd be very disappointed. Titus goes by the old Fonzie rule. If it doesn't work, just punch it. I really should, in all honesty, be using her to steal. Titus can take these things out with one hand, so I should be using her to steal. Yeah, oh goddamn camera angles. Yep, give it a punch, see if it works. Hey. This is your first sort of serious boss battle. It's still a pretty weak one, but there are a lot of rare items in the game that can only be found by stealing from characters, which is obviously why, as I said, I should be using Riku to steal. You trigger commands throughout the game sometimes will let you do certain things. This one obviously tells me to stand by, which gives me a little bit of health back until it decides that it wants to attack again. Oops. I'm pretty sure there's actually something else I could have done then. I'm sure you can swim around and attack it from two angles. Maybe it's not this wide, I can't remember. But there's also, I'll show you, Titus. Actually don't have it. Never mind. I'm mistaken. That last one, did it say couldn't steal anything or nothing to steal? No, couldn't steal anything, so I still got stuff to steal. See, it did it again! It's really annoying. It says press X at the right time. I press X in the yellow bit and it says no. It's weird. There it is, pincer attack. Yeah, so one of us swims around and attacks it from the front, the other one attacks from behind. This way it stops it doing that Nautilus charge that really kicked my ass a minute ago. I'll keep stealing from her until it says nothing to steal. With her, I should say. With this fight now, so I'm just going to attack. That's what I should do. Throw a grenade at it. Oh, I really should heal her as well. Didn't notice how low her HP is on. Quickly show you what I meant about the sphere grid. So as you can see, Titus has 2, so he can move 2. Now, use an ability sphere. And the next one is defense, but I think that's speed or something. Maybe I don't have the sphere for it yet. Quite sure if this is sunken ship or sunken city.
Futra Erche! Radanuk van een nek. Huf, Ruftu, Tungadib. Wait, Wichita!
Hey! Hey, I helped out, didn't I? Huh. Hungry. Whoa! Right on.
Yeah.
Hey! It's 'cause you eat too fast. Hey!
Hello there. What is your name?
Riku?
Whoa! You really do understand. Woo-hoo-hoo! Why didn't you say so earlier?
I didn't get a chance to. Everyone thought we were a fiend.
We?
Oh, we means you.
Who are you guys anyway?
We're Al Bhed. Can't you tell? Wait, you're not an Al Bhed hater, are you?
I don't even know what an Al-Bhed is.
Where are you from?
Xanarkin. I'm a
Dodgy
blitzball
camera
player.
angles again.
Star player of the Xanarkin Abes?
Did you hit your head or something?
You guys hit me?
Oh, right. Do you remember anything before that?
So I told her everything there was to tell about Xanarkin. About life there, Blitzball, and Sin's attack. And about how Aaron and I were engulfed in this light. I just said things as they came to mind. But then I started to wonder. Did I say something funny?
You were near Sin.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, you'll be better in no time. They say your head gets funny when Sin is near. Maybe you just had some kind of dream?
You mean I'm sick?
Because of Sin's toxin, yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, there is no Xanarkand anymore. Sin destroyed it 1,000 years ago. So no one plays Blitzball there.
Huh? What do you mean, 1,000 years ago? But I saw Sin attack Xanarkin. You're saying that happened 1,000 years ago? No way!
Confused yet? It takes a long time. This is an Al Bhed dictionary.
You said... You play Blitzball?
Uh-huh.
You know, you should go to Luca. Someone might know who you are, or you might find someone you recognize.
Luca? Huh.
Okay, leave it to me. I'll get you to Luca. Promise. You'd rather stay here? Okay, I'll go tell the others. Wait here. Oh. And one thing. Don't tell anyone you're from Xanarkand, okay? Yevon says it's a holy place. You might upset someone.
Oh, My Xanarkand? Some kind of holy place? Yeah, right, I thought. Since when? Yevon? Sin? Luca? I thought Sin just took me to a faraway place, that I could go back in a day or two. But 1,000 years into the future? No way! Whoa, whoa!
Shin! Fidek Musa! Etonic! Etonic!
Whoa! Wow!
Bye. May as well. I find this a bit funny. Here I am, floating face down in the water.
Riku!
There are people on the beach not far from me, and they didn't bother to come and help. Instead, they kick a ball into the back of my head.
Blitzball!
Hey! You okay?
Hey!
Now, I'm not going to go there straight away. Because, again, if you go around and look at different places, you usually find things. Excuse me. Is my tea coming back on? There's generally not much out in the water. It's usually on land. There we go. There's the other one.
Yo! Hiya.
You wanna try that move one more time?
Finally. Things were starting to look up.
gotcha. Who you play for?
The Xanarkin Abes.
What team you say again?
I meant, forget that. I got too close to Sin, and my head's all foggy like. So, I don't know where this place is, or even where I came from.
Sin's toxin got to you, but you're still alive. Praise be to Yevon. All right, back to practice.
If you're wondering why the voice
I'm Waka,
of Waka sounds
coach
familiar,
and captain of the Besaid Oryx, brother.
he is
Why,
I think
you
his name
hungry?
is Jim DiMaggio.
Okay,
He's
back to the village. I'll get you
the
something.
same guy that does the voice of Bender in Futurama and Jake the dog in Adventure Time. I'm not going to bother talking to them because they're not giving me anything.
I felt like I could trust this Waka, so I just had to ask. It's true Xanarkin was destroyed, right? 1,000 years ago? So it's just a big pile of rubble now, isn't it?
Long time ago, there were a whole lot of cities in Spira. Big cities with machina, machines to run them. People played all day and let the machina do the work. And then, well, take a look. Sin came and destroyed the machina cities. And Xanarkand along with him. Yeah, that was about 1,000 years ago. Just like you said. If you ask me, Sin's our punishment for letting things get out of hand. What gets me, though, is we gotta suffer because of what some goofballs did way back when. Of course, we must always repent for our sins. That's important. It's just that it's hard to keep at it sometimes, you know?
It was just as Riku said. Waka and Riku couldn't both be lying. Why would they?
But you from the Xanarkand Abes, that was a good one, huh? Hey, I'm not saying that team never existed, yeah? But you gotta figure, a team living in luxury like that be pretty soft, eh?
I appreciated the fact that Waka was trying to cheer me up. But at that time, all I could think about was everything that happened to me. All this started with Sin. Maybe if I could find Sin one more time, I could go home. For now, I just live life until that time came. No more worrying about where or when I was. Sure, it was hard not to think of home, but I started to feel better already. A little better,
Just suddenly,
maybe.
it's not even been gone for a couple of hours, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I don't care now."